has never been bigger. Turn on any TV and there's some expert telling a poor wannabe chef that their salmon's undercooked or mashing their fist into a peasant soufflé. Well, no more. Rude Chew Feasts of Fury is here to revolutionise the culinary world, because tonight's Tasty Top 50 shows that the internet welcomes those who can cook, those who can't, and those who think that green M&Ms are one of your 5 a day.
Give your meat a good old rub.
Let the feasting and the fury commence. From delicious dreams to kitchen nightmares.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
Well, you never understand how awful people can truly be until you're on the receiving end of it when they're hungry.
Meow!
We've used the finest ingredients.
Why are you eating the box, mate?
Oh, and invited the most distinguished dinner guests.
Gordon Ramsay would call me a pig. Time for the bite.
So put your feet up and just
look at the damn food, okay?
We couldn't have made tonight's countdown without those brave individuals who film their cooking calamities and post the results online. So, at number 50, Rude Chew would like to pay its respects to those meals that never stood a chance. First up, this is how you cook burgers. In hell? Yeah, give them to the dog. That'll shut it up. This man was looking forward to a mushroom supper for one.
Wow.
Now he's both lonely and hungry. Even breakfast can end in tragedy.
What's the hold up?
Next up, chocolate, chocolate and more chocolate. And Asda have the perfect thing to go with it. What a bargain. Wonder how different breads feel on your face? Of course you don't, but this woman does, and she likes to film herself finding out. This Jewish braided loaf, too squishy. Cornbread, too crumbly. But 3 white rolls, just right. Don't you love it when a barista draws a pattern in your latte? But this isn't so much a pattern as well. It's a cock and balls, isn't it? But if you're wondering how to make the perfect barista-style latte, here's the always reliable how-to basic to show you. When your mum tells you not to play with your food, don't listen to her. As British boy wonder Peter Bamford shows how cool it is with his food trick shots.
This is throwing a Mento into a bottle of Coke.
With those skills, he must practice throwing his snacks around the house a lot.
I wouldn't say there's a lot of practice goes into it, it's just a lot of takes.
The Dorito drop.
I just get there and I'm like, okay, this Dorito chip has to go into that salsa. Let's keep doing it until it does. When you eventually get a trick shot in,
The chocolate chip cookie chip shop.
I'm like, finally it's happened, and I'm just so relieved.
Peter, share your biggest dream with us.
I want to do something really big and just ridiculous, like throwing a human into a bin or something like that.
What? Why'd you have to make it weird, Pete? How much mozzarella can you fit inside a New Zealander?
Now there's 50 mozzarella sticks in front of me, and I'm going to try to do it as fast as possible.
3, 2, 1.
Well, in the case of Kiwi Neela Zissa, the answer is a revolting amount. Neela, tell us about your tummy.
A lot more goes into it than people just assume.
But you're a wee wisp of a thing. Have you got some sort of TARDIS stomach?
It's more of a mental thing. You just have to prepare yourself mentally. It can get quite hard. You know, you gotta keep up the stamina.
Yeah, this is a mental challenge, in that it's a challenge and it's mental.
I've always been a quick eater, but I didn't really think I could be a competitive eater until my mum convinced me.
I can't imagine your mum's incredibly proud.
I'm incredibly proud.
756.
And I feel less sick than I thought I'd feel.
Wish we could say the same. Someone's dropped their crisps on the floor of this New York train. Oh, luckily this responsible citizen is on hand to help clean it up because she is... well, she's not. Oh, sweet Jesus. Wow, a brilliant advert for giving up booze and avoiding public transport and not spilling your crisps. Welcome to Whisk Wisdom. Tip number 1, tired of minor armache? Then try tying your whisk to a kitchen cabinet. It's the perfect way to beat your eggs and the system. Tip 2, if you're lucky enough to have luscious long hair, be safe and don't take any whisks. Tip 3, really pay attention to tip 2. You can't say you weren't warned. Time to head to Santa Barbara to meet bonkers Rebecca Brand.
Whoa!
Who sort of cooks a fish taco with an iron on a harbour.
I don't know, something like that. I came to cure the world of iron deficiency, and I think you can cook anything with an iron. I'm carrying that sizzle.
Yes, anything.
Let's see what's going on in there.
Apart from that fish by the looks of things.
I really believe that kids, they should do this at home because it's available and it makes for great late night entertainment in a bedroom. Yum.
In a bedroom? I'll stick to sleeping and crying, thank you.
Time for the bite.
Thanks to crazy clips like this, Rebecca has since found TV fame.
That's awesome.
And now she has a special message for a certain someone.
Gordon Ramsay would call me a pig. He would tell me I'm so messy. He would be yelling at me. I wouldn't get very far in this kitchen. I really want to be in this kitchen. I hope Gordon watches this. I swear, Gordon, I'll be a good girl.
Amazing how the actual cooking with an iron was the least weird part of it.
Fellow aliens, 39 years since we arrived on this planet, 26 years since the humans put up the wall and dumped us on the wrong side of it. Look at us, lining up here every day, only allowed on their side if we do the filthy jobs that they don't want to do. It is time for them to stop controlling us, time for them to stop doing what they want to us. Now is the time for us to stand as one! Now is the time!
Moving on. Every day, it seems, we are being told to eat less and make our portions smaller. Well, a new cooking fad fresh out of Japan called kawaii cooking has taken that idea literally. Perhaps too literally. No, these aren't giant hands. Kawaii cooking is the subtle art of making tiny meals, like this macaroni cheese, using doll's house furniture. And the end result is entirely edible. And while on the small side, it will feed Tom Cruise for a week. Here's a clip showing the catch of the day. Yep, that fish really caught him good, right in the kisser.
Hold up. Hey, woman, you be thinking we saw
Flipping a pancake is simple. It's all in the wrist. Unless you've got a dodgy pan, then it's all on the wrist. everyone's favourite cutie combo, babies and cake.
Oh my god! That's awesome!
So let's make it even more adorable. Incidentally, this also happens to be exactly how I eat cake. Time to doff our chef's hats to one of the greats of British cuisine.
Give your meat a good old rub.
This mashup is a classic example of why Ainsley Harriott has been a housewife's favourite for what feels like centuries.
Give your meat a good old rub. Give your meat a good old rub.
Yeah, boy.
Give your meat a good old rub. Give your meat a good old rub. Give your meat a good old rub. Nice and hot.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your appetizer, because after the break we are serving up the main course as we continue our countdown of RuTube Feasts of Fury with deliciousness like this. Part 2 is served up hot, spicy, and a bit weird. It's gonna be delicious.
Join us after the break to see why my news appearances will never be forgotten.
Welcome back to RuTube Feasts of Fury as we count down our top 50 foodie videos currently causing a stir online. Now, a debate has been raging for quite a while about just how healthy the late-night doner kebab actually is. Why anyone cares is a mystery. 3 in the morning after 12 pints and 15 Jaeger bombs isn't the best time to start worrying about calories, especially as there are more important things to be concerned about. In a state of advanced inebriation, the post-pub kebab can be tricky to eat. Especially if it's still in the box.
Why are you eating the box, mate?
He should have remembered the classic rhyme. Polystyrene, then beer, you won't feel queer. Beer, then polystyrene. What are you doing?
No. I don't know happening.
He wouldn't be in that state were it not for the hard-working men and women who deliver our drink. Without heroes like these two fine specimens, where would our beer be? Probably in our stomachs and not all over the ground. Still, get me a straw. Eating food, exciting. Shopping for food, tedious.
Emily, what are you doing?
So, Irishman Cian Toomey, hello Cian, has found a way to make it bearable.
Emily, stop raising your eyebrows at me.
By torturing his girlfriend Emily with supermarket wordplay.
Emily, you're going to have to walk faster if you want to catch up.
Shoo.
Like when I do go food shopping, I kind of always either embarrass myself or someone else, so I always try to make it a bit more fun.
Emily, cheer up, honey. Emily, do not be getting grumpy at me.
She's a short fuse, so she gets a bit annoyed easily, so I was like, why not make a video?
If you're getting annoyed, just tune out. Stop getting impatient, alright? We can visit your nan in a minute.
Cheesy puns are always the best ones, I think.
Yeah, they're brilliant. No? Huh?
Emily, do you think after this I'll be single? I won't though, because you'll miss a piece of this ass.
I can 100% confirm to you that I still am in a relationship with that person, yes. She is still alive and around, and I'm not hurt.
Emily, there isn't much room for more puns. Are we done with this video, Emily?
Yeah, we are.
Alright, that's a wrap.
No puns next, but this is still super. Eating fish from a beach vendor is risky. You can end up with a dicky stomach. Or an empty stomach. If there's one food that's made a home for itself on the internet, it's the chili. Videos of people sweating and writhing around on the floor like a hot fish on a jetty after chowing down on the vegetable equivalent of an acid burn are more popular than ever, which is why LA comedians Chris Thayer and Pete Holmes took things to the next level. This is the spicy interview.
Let's eat these peppers.
Why do we do these things?
I'll ask a question. Are you, or have you ever been, a hat guy?
I wore a hat through most of college. It was a Red Sox hat.
Cool.
And it was... It's all in. Oh!
There's some fun ways.
I'm getting face fucked by the devil.
What's your favorite food?
Ice. You know, get your mind off it. You're gonna puke.
No. If you could answer any hypothetical question, what would it be?
You look like the boy I keep my boy away from.
And if that brought a tear to the eye and a sting to the throat, we're off to a fast food restaurant kitchen.
This is Garrett licking the grease trap for how much? $5.
Yes, to win his $5, Garrett must run his tongue across this greasy metal.
I do it, and I was doing it for $5. Hold up. He already swallowed it.
He's loving it so much, he's gone in for another lick.
And he does it twice. He's earned his $5 every month.
Well done, Garrett. You've got $5 and probably dysentery. A higher class of cooking now with the chef the internet's been praying for. It's the Cat Cooking Show. Look at this bodybuilder, building a truly terrible body by eating pizza in the gym.
Man, eating pizza and working out.
Yes, it's the perfect way to really get in shape, as long as the shape you're looking for is a large round one. Nah, the noble egg. She can be scrambled, fried.
Tony gonna stand on the egg.
Stepped on. Oh, cracked with your head. How easy is it to fool people into thinking you're a professional chef?
Chef Keith Gerke is here, author of Leftovers Right, making a winner of last night's dinner.
Well, this recipe kind of flies by my philosophy, which is live, rock, eat. How about a mashed potato ice cream cup?
For prankster Nick Prora, it was pretty easy as he swindled his way onto straight-faced and unassuming local news shows, posing as chef Keith Gerke.
There's that statistic that around the holidays, around Christmas, one of the highest suicide rates, and I think part of that is because of the stress of what are you going to do with these leftovers. I'll often watch these morning shows, and they have somebody on that's telling you how to tie a scarf. And so I thought, if that person can get on, you know, how hard can it be for a chef to get on, even if I'm not a real chef? This is not vegetarian. I recently went vegetarian. For me, it's like part health reasons, but then also you read things like the average person eats like 1.5 pounds of feces a year.
Yeah, that's really
No,
strange.
thank you. Well, the idea was to come on as sort of a rock and roll celebrity chef and make the grossest concoctions I could possibly think of, usually involving a blender, and then try to get the news anchors to eat them.
There we go.
You want to take a bite? No,
That's
we did
what I'm saying.
wanted to mention that.
The brave but bewildered presenters lapped up Keith's creations.
People were more than willing to try this gross food that I was making on the air, and I think they just didn't want to rock the boat. You know, they're there to have a segment go smoothly. Here we have ants on a leg. Take a bite of these. These are actually good if you get a cranberry in the bite.
You wouldn't get Lorraine Kelly eating ants on a leg.
Nobody knew it was fake at all. The thing that surprised me was everybody afterwards thanked me for coming on, said good luck with their book, and so it was kind of a victimless crime.
Apart from that table. Poor bastard.
I'm so sorry.
Sweets are best left high up and out of reach to avoid temptation. But Swedish experimenters Alex and Ben Johnson went a step further, attaching a donut to a weather balloon so it could boldly go where no donut has gone before. This is the sweetest thing to travel into space since that Russian dog that exploded. Not wanting to waste food, the lads reclaimed the donuts from the sea. And RudeTube has managed to get an exclusive interview. Oh, that's right, I went into space. It was an amazing experience. I saw the world from really high up and it was just like, hey! Next, we're getting our 5 a day. With the internet's favourite South Korean dancing juice maker, Shaori. Shaori is in fact a comedian. And this is a witty satire on South Korean culture. No, I don't know why either. Now for a Turkish man screaming meow at an egg.
Meow! Meow!
We're in Italy next. For arguably the most Italian thing you will ever see. Enzo Cacciali of the pizzeria Don Ernesto in Naples has prepared a special pie in Vatican colours. But why? Because that's what you feed a hungry pope. The chef made the spiritual snack after reading an interview where His Holiness said the worst thing about being pope is not being able to pop out for pizza. Really? Not the celibacy? Another religious experience next. Here we come. Yes, it's a cat dressed as a monkey eating a banana.
Yet the funniest looks from everyone we meet. Yeah, monkeys, and people say we monkey around.
Possibly the most perfect video in the history of the internet. No, wait, I forgot about this one.
Meow!
That's the main course finished. So while we clear away your dishes, take a couple of minutes to digest all that, because dessert is on the way in the form of a part 3 featuring more food in glorious food like this.
Look at the damn food, okay?
That's exactly what we're going to do. As well as singing at the food and drilling into the food, obviously.
Join us after the break to see how I can make music from a common vegetable.
Welcome back to RudeTube Feasts of Fury as we count down the internet's top 50 culinary clips. And our next course is most unappetising. We're heading to Ireland for the University College Dublin Iron Stomach competition, in which contestants have to eat and then keep down things like cold gravy and cat food sandwiches. Although with them all being students, chances are it's the best meal they've had in ages. The real loser in this competition is the area at the front of the stage, as competitors spit or vomit out the disgusting food into it. No, he's the real loser. Let's watch again. Trying to be a badass. Covered in puke. Classic. turkey slurpee. Lacey Sessions, no, she's not a porn star, wanted to share her turkey-inhaling talent with the world. But unwittingly threw down the gauntlet for the silliest food challenge to ever hit the web and the throat. And most attempts really sucked.
Wait, 1, 2,
I did it! I did it!
Let's see if you can solve the food-related crime in our next clip.
Hey, Jack. Did you eat a cupcake?
No.
You didn't eat a cupcake?
No, I wasn't at home.
You sure you didn't eat a cupcake?
No.
Little Jack from New York is the prime suspect.
Not like in the last couple minutes?
No.
No cupcake for Jack?
No.
The shocking truth is that he ignored the cupcake, but he did eat a Smurf.
Oh, okay.
Australia next. And a birthday cake that would make Michael Bay probably sue this family. When this lucky 6-year-old asked his parents for a Transformers birthday surprise, his software developer dad whipped out his Optimus Prime parenting skills. To transform a normal cake into a feeling of inferiority for all the other dads. More ambitious cooking now, with the fastest chef in the world.
We're going to do a cheesy souffle, double souffle for lunch today. It's a French dish. We're going to be doing a few jus and also some chicken towards the end. Let's waste no more time. We're going to do this as quick as we can. See you at the end. First thing we're going to do, though, get the blender going. About a quarter of the milk in there. Down there. Just kind of wet. That's citric tomatoes. It's always nice to pepper them if you can. Then go in your first jus. Wrap it on there. Quite good to me. Sometimes they get a bit of a jewel, they get some holes in there. Helps you really to base back with the first jus. You have to use about half a cup of old oats. You've got nothing to measure that. You can probably use the equivalent of about a small child's small shoe. Put it in there. That's probably another good job for the cheese eater.
He's not a real chef, obviously. He's New Zealand comedian Lee Hart. Although this is how Delia cooks after she's had a few.
Looks like we're just about ready here. There you go. Double cheese souffle with frittatas, with infused chicken and salad. It's so easy when you know how.
What's this guy talking about?
If people aren't looking, they would never guess that it was a carrot.
Yes, you guessed it! Australian musician Lindsay Pollock has turned a common carrot into a clarinet.
I love the fact that people really are not expecting the sound of a pretty beautiful clarinet coming out of a carrot. Over 4 decades I've been making instruments, initially starting with bamboo flutes and then making Renaissance and medieval wind instruments.
Making the natural progression to roots vegetables, where do you go from here?
In April I'm going to be heading to the Dutch Clarinet Festival in Amsterdam, and we're going for the Guinness Book of Records record for the largest carrot clarinet ensemble. I think we'll probably get it.
And I will see you there. Gordon Ramsay gets the parody treatment next with some sneaky editing from comedy team Yes, That's Funny.
1 whole egg, milk. Hold the jug with one hand. The secret is to get that really nice smooth paste. But whisking that egg first, and then your milk in. Don't put all the milk in, because then you're going to get a lumpy pancake mix. And the secret for me is to have a nice thin teaspoon. Look at that. I love it. The larger the pan, the better. It helps to create a nice, thin, even surface. I want that nice. Now, the exciting part. A little shake. That releases it. And then just shake it to the end. Beautifully. Now, that's exactly what I want, that nice sort of colour. And that, for me, is pancakes. Amazing.
This waiter doesn't wait around. Meet Mian from Pensacola, Florida. No, this hasn't been speeded up. We're in America, and this is simply what service culture is meant to be like. Like a lot of people, I'm concerned about what I put in my body. So, I'm a vegetarian. I mean, I still eat fish and chicken and lamb and beef and pork and bacon. Oh, I love bacon. But that's it. Apart from that, I'm a vegetarian who also eats sausages. Andy George from Minneapolis is also concerned about what he puts in his body. So he decided to make a sandwich using only the ingredients he could produce himself. That meant planting seeds, rearing animals, the lot. But why not just go down to the shops?
I was getting more and more into cooking and started doing stuff like making my own bread from scratch. And just kind of became curious, like, what would it actually take to make something all the way from scratch? And I settled on the sandwich just because it stood out as something that seems really simple, but is actually really complex.
There can't be that much to a sandwich. I mean, the basic ingredients are easy to get, right?
Apparently in Minnesota, no natural source of salt. So I had to fly to the ocean and get ocean water, boil it down, and bring it back, try and get that through airport security. Security pulls me aside, opens up my bag, takes out the salt. They like, you going to jail now. Fortunately, it passed, and they let me keep it, and I got to go on my way.
All this just for a tasty lunch.
Yeah, so I felt it was necessary to kill my own meat, and was kind of curious if I could actually do it. So I'm just kind of staring blankly, like, did I just do that? I just killed that chicken. Every day, most people go to the store, buy something, use it, and then throw it away. I hope it causes people to rethink it if they kind of have to go through my journey and think about what if they had to actually make it themselves and how much work that would be, and kind of a respect for the stuff we use and not to just throw it all away.
It took over 6 months and cost him over £1,000, but was it worth it?
It's not bad. That's about it. It's not bad.
So that's a no. If you thought he put a lot of effort into making a sandwich, this Russian man adds drama to his shawarma. And if speedy tomato tossing doesn't float your boat, he throws in a dangerous and unnecessary machete display for good measure. Whilst the entertainment in English kebab shops looks a bit more like this. Oh, that reminds me, where's Jeff? Move over, Gordon Ramsay.
God damn it, can you hold on a fucking minute?
Say hello to sweary sensation Auntie Fee.
Shit! Okay, get over here on the shrimp.
Whose sweet treats and sour language have earned her millions of fans online.
Now look at it, I can't turn this bitch down.
And it all started with this delightful demonstration of how to make treats for innocent children.
Okay, this is butter, sugar, and cinnamon. Then you put your little raisins on one side.
This is donuts you making?
I don't know what the fuck this is, okay? It's just something sweet for the fucking kids, okay? Damn.
What do you call that?
God damn it, I ain't got no name for it yet.
You can cook us some edible-looking pockets of grease any day.
Now, look at the damn food, okay? Shit, put it out.
Famous people often branch out into food products. Paul Newman had his salad dressing. Barry Norman his pickled onions. Joey Essex has alphabetti spaghetti. And singer Patti LaBelle, who famously sang Lady Marmalade, has put her name to, yeah, you guessed it, a sweet potato pie. I know, really missed the trick there. Anyway, it wasn't until a bloke called James Wright posted a video review of the pie that things really took off.
I went and bought the Patti LaBelle pie. Sweet potato Patti LaBelle. This is the Patti edition, honey. Here we go. Patti. Patti! Whoa! Get you for like Patti LaBelle after eating this.
Patty's pies were struggling for sales, but after this review went viral, they've been flying off the shelves and are now so in demand that they're turning up for $45 online. Just don't eat too many or you'll be Lady Marmalade ass.
Patti, bitch, are my friend. I never knew until then, but I know now.
Now for a turkey with some very advanced stuffing.
I have a nice iPhone 6 here.
Made of pure iPhone.
So what I'm going to try and do is just stuff this iPhone deep in there.
No, Heston hasn't finally lost it. This is Ukrainian Tech Rex, who puts gadgets in extreme situations to test their durability.
Alright guys, so it's been about 4 hours now.
Yes, and after 4 hours in the oven...
I'm going to just pull it out. Wow. Look at that.
The phone still turns on. Incredible!
iPhone needs to cool down before you can use it. No SIM, 65%. This is what you get when you have an iPhone inside of a turkey.
Beautiful. Really beautiful.
Wow.
Ali here is about to chop a watermelon with a sword.
We're gonna cut this watermelon.
Although perhaps he shouldn't.
That's exactly what I thought was gonna happen.
Sweet!
Oh my god, it's my table!
And Ali is also good at being Captain Obvious too.
Well, I guess we need a new table.
19-month-old Easton from California is trying bacon for the very first time.
Easton, is that good?
And his review of the dish is concise and to the point. Imagine how he'd respond to the sweet taste of crack. Well, that's your dessert finished, but we're right fancy here, so for a proper touch of class, we're going to be doing cheese and biscuits after the break. Stick around for that, and tonight's Feasts of Fury Top 5, including the delicious Root Tube, number 1. Will this rat squeal? Will this banana peel?
We're going to take a rotten banana and make it edible again.
And will this waitress ever deliver a meal?
What?
Spaghetti.
Do I have spaghetti? Did you see it anywhere on the menu? Join us after the break to see why diners are terrified of me.
Welcome back to the final part of RootTube Feasts of Fury and tonight's Top 5. And at 5, we're heading across the pond to the Big Apple, the City of Angels, yes, Chicago, and popping into Ed DeBevic's restaurant to meet a waitress called Cherry, who became an internet sensation after footage emerged online of her unique style of table service.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking? What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
But is she really as bad as she seems? Yes.
Your lemonade is going to be this big because you're ordering off the kids' menu and I'm not refilling it for you. What do you want? The theme of Ed DeBevic since 1984 has been eat and get out. That's our motto. You're like 35. The kids' menu is 8 and under. We provide the whole retro stereotype of the gum-smacking waitress that doesn't want to take any of your crap.
Whatever. You.
What? I'd never waited tables before, but I was an expert at being a jerk to people because I have 2 older siblings. Drink. Cheap. They were willing to take a chance on me, and they created a monster. Anything for the little one? great. That's a big waste of space. Really, when you wait tables for a living, you see the ugly side of people. You never understand how awful people can truly be until you're on the receiving end of it when they're hungry.
Yeah, spaghetti.
Do I have spaghetti? Did you see it anywhere on the menu? Yeah, that's because we don't have it, okay? It's a really fun platform to make people realize they can get over themselves for 45 minutes out of their lives. And it really pokes fun at every little thing that's wrong with someone as a customer. Let's save you money so you can figure out how to leave me a decent tip, okay? Because right now I have no prayer at all.
I'll give her a tip. Stop being such a grumpy pants.
Okay, if you want good service, you go somewhere else.
And a much more cheerful lady next.
Form the banana.
It's Dr. Jean from South Carolina with her banana dance.
Form the banana. Peel the banana.
But who is this mysterious doctor?
I am a retired teacher, and now I do workshops around the country, giving teachers ideas of how to make learning more fun for children.
Go bananas. Go, go bananas. Go bananas. Go, go bananas.
Well, you've certainly done that.
Music is magic. When you sing, your brain emits endorphins, and it makes you happy. Pop.
Correct, but come on, Dr. Jean, what is this video all about?
There is absolutely no message in that song. It's just total silliness.
The ketchup. The ketchup.
I just hope people smile and they get up and move and they have a good time. That's all I want from the video.
Oh, lovely.
Guacamole. Guacamole. Guacamole.
Polish Uber prankster Sylvester Vardega has got himself into trouble for being on the phone whilst driving. And he's done it on purpose. To make sure the police were doing their job, he cooked up a batch of chocolate mobiles. And took to the roads, daring the police to pull him over.
Pan dalej nie przerywa. Muszę chodzić, bo policja nie zatrzyma. Ale dlaczego zostałem zatrzymany?
Przytrzyma pan. Fajnie, daliśmy się nabrać. Został pan z telefonu podczas jazdy.
Z jakiego telefonu? Z tego telefonu? A czy jedzenie ciasteczek, proszę pana, jest nielegalne? Nie da mnie pan poczęstować?
Nie, już
Nie, dziękuję. Może najlepiej będzie, kiedy się szybko pozbędę dowodów i ten telefon zjemy.
Dobrze, to proszę bardzo. Jeżeli to jest taki telefon, to proszę bardzo. Dobrze.
Już nie ma dowodów, proszę pana. Nie będzie mandatu?
Tym razem nie, ale może się jeszcze spotkamy.
Może się spotkamy. To do zobaczenia.
Time to meet the web's favourite gastronomical animal superstar. A New York rat lugging a slice of pizza down some subway steps. Pizza Rat is now so famous, he's inspired glamorous Halloween costumes. They briefly named a street in Brooklyn after him, and some genius has this tattoo.
It's up to you.
And fittingly for a creature that spends his days in the sewer, he's number 2 in our countdown. We are nearly at the end of our furious feast, but you cannot leave the dinner table until you've tasted tonight's legendary root tube number 1. We have served you up a 3-course meal of delicious internet nourishment, thrown in some cheese and biscuits too, and now it's time to unwrap the After 8 mint that's going to send you on your way with a delightful taste in your mouth. Here is tonight's Michelin-starred winner. We all love a handy food tip.
We're going to take a rotten banana and make it edible again.
So the web went wild when Brandon Lee from LA showed us this incredible banana reviving technique.
The important thing is to make sure you get all the air out.
Brandon claims that to make a brown banana ripe again, you simply seal it in a ricey bag.
Spend about an hour.
Leave it for an hour, then blow warm air on it to restore the tropical treat to its former yellow glory. It looked so appealing that brown banana owners all over the net got their hairdryers out and gave it a go. But was it fruitful?
I don't see anything happening yet. This did not work. We're supposed to completely take all the brown out of the banana. I think it's a scam.
You're right, it's a load of hot air.
You see that it has no effect on the banana whatsoever.
Brandon is a magician, and this is one of his magic tricks. To actually get a perfectly yellow banana, you gotta go to the shops and buy one.
Because not everything you see on the internet is real.
So that's it for our furious feast. I do hope you're full, but if you're not, don't worry, because Rude Chew will be back next time with a countdown that looks a lot like this. Keep your wits about you and watch your back. Because you're about to get used, abused, and highly amused by this wild bunch.
Get away!
We've got Randy Birds who want to have sex. And a musical marmot. I'll see you then, but just in case you're still at a loss about what to do with a carrot, here you go.
Well, peel the carrot indeed. Vicky Patterson's here tomorrow night on E4. She's making a mark on Virtually Famous at 10 o'clock. Now, it's Get Out time over on the Daddy channel in just a minute. Things are crashing down in... well, crashing. That's just about to start. Guacamole.